Hi everyone. My name is Paul John, and today my presentation is going to be on um Richard management systems. I'll be discussing on what I encountered general, and also give an idea um, on some evaluations that I was able to make while working on this project. Um, So the title for this project is Richard uh, Management Systems. So it focuses more on home systems. I'll be using the Six Sigma methodology, and it has about 5 steps. We call it the DMAC, which is defined. Uh, D stands for define, and then M stands for measure, analyze, improve, and then control. So these are the key components of the C sigma. So define is how you define the problem, and then you lay out objectives on how to tackle the problem. Um, and then you decide what measurement to quantify the problem. And then after measuring, the next steps is to collect and analyze the data, and then how to improve the stages involved in the development of the problems. And then the final one will be in order to keep uh, things up and running, like to keep it up to date and under control, and then to prevent reoccurrence. Uh, you need to perform some control measures. Uh, so what this is all about is for you to keep the system working the way it's supposed to work, uh, the way to keep it safe. So you have to kind of perform some control measures. Let me see, should I put it preventative measures to prevent for any intruders or anyone that is trying to hack into the system. So you're supposed to be doing all this like a daily, monthly, and then sometimes yearly. So when you keep doing all the updates, it makes it work better, and then it also prevents from any external threats. Um, so for my project, one of the things that I had uh, at the back of my mind uh, while working on this project was a device that we connect to the internet. If there is a way we could prevent it from any outside threats, or as well as uh, internal threats. So those are the things that I had in mind while working on the project. And how do we utilize our servers? Um, like VPN, um, data storage, system backup, redundancy, and firewall. Um, so for Richard's management system, um, I will focus more on Windows Server. Um, as a system administrator, so you are responsible in making sure uh, the system is running continuously um, without interruption, uh, making sure that basically everything works the way it is supposed to work. Uh, this is important to allow users to access recipes and menu uh, whenever they want to have access to them. So, for example, um, if you have a refrigerator at home and you also have the home systems um, integrated into um the refrigerator, and it gives you a recipe that you can use for the meal you want to prepare. So the possible risk associated with it is that uh, since the home management system is like IoT, that is Internet of Things, um, there could be maybe some cyberbullying or cyber predators, and you could accidentally download a malware. So these are some of the problems that you can face with the management systems. Um, I want to talk about the maintenance. Um, so for the maintenance, um, how do you maintain this device? So that we have. So when you have a device, normally you want to know how to maintain this device. So um, to one thing that we could do is to have a weekly update. I've uh, about that before, um, or a backup plan. Um, so from a vulnerability or security standpoint, how do we prevent this device from threats like SQL injections, uh, Trojan horses? Um, the way to prevent this is from denial of service on the system, and then the best way to do that is from constant update, and also giving least privilege to people who have access to the system. So when I'm talking about least privilege, so like in a company, um, if you have you have the managers, you have the HR teams, and then you have the IT guys. So when I'm talking about least privilege, is um, like the HR teams, they should only have um, access to the amount of data that is enough for them to do their work. And then the IT guys too should have a limited amount, like just for them to do their work. And then, of course, the manager sometimes could be given so much access uh, because he's the manager. So they usually give managers more uh, privilege uh, to access the data. So that will really help uh, with any vulnerability problems or people that are not supposed to have access uh, uh, are having access to the device. So, so the privilege to people who have access to the system. So your password is protected. You are the only one who have the access to the password, and then the only one who can make changes or make some uh, any changes that you need to make uh, with the password. And then for FCO concern, so if someone buys products, we make sure they sign the legal terms For the company, we apply the US code uh, 1030 section 18. That is the fraud and related activities connected connected with the computers or legal appliances. So we make sure we have all that in place for our customers, and also in Europe, we make sure we follow their privacy policy they have, and then how to mitigate risk for these projects to be doing constant updates uh, for the device on a daily or weekly basis to keep the customers up to date on the updates. So making sure they have the right setup. One thing that I realized while working on this project was we have different entities with different projects for most businesses, um, and the ability to identify which methodology to use going into the project um, is the key thing that everyone has to consider for a small or even a big company, um, because that can put a business out of business if not properly addressed. So it is important for a company to have a plan for vulnerabilities. Um, when we have uh, that plan, is going to help to detect any vulnerabilities, uh, and also you have plan for the measures, like the measures to put in place to deal with this situation when it happens. These are some of the things that every system analyst or system architect um, should consider when developing a project. It is good to have a backup plan, like disaster uh, recovery. Um, should something bad happens. That will be the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.